Tomorrow morning, you'll see 3 words that could change the entire world forever. No GPS signal, and millions of people will see exactly the same message. At first, nobody panics because it feels like another ordinary phone glitch. People refresh their screens, restart their phones, and try everything they know. But every navigation app suddenly fails, one after another, without any explanation. Google Maps disappears. Apple Maps follows, then every GPS service goes dark. Within minutes, breaking news interrupts television programs across every major country. GPS systems have suddenly failed, across the entire planet. Nobody knows who caused it, because nobody even understands what actually disappeared. Most people believe GPS only exists to help them find directions. That assumption is about to become humanity's biggest mistake. Because GPS quietly controls almost every important system on Earth today. Every airplane depends on it, every cargo ship, every ambulance, every delivery truck. Even your bank secretly depends on GPS. Every single second of every day. Without realizing it, civilization built its entire foundation on invisible satellites above Earth. 31 satellites, orbiting thousands of miles above your head, suddenly go silent. No warning arrives, no distress signal appears, and no country claims responsibility. Scientists desperately search for answers, but every second only creates more confusion. The streets still look completely normal, and nobody realizes the nightmare has already begun. Because in less than 1 hour, the modern world will start losing far more than directions. At first, the world looks completely normal despite the missing GPS signals. But slowly, the first signs of disaster begin appearing everywhere. The first victims are not governments, they are ordinary drivers. Millions of cars suddenly lose their digital guidance systems. A simple wrong turn becomes a massive problem across crowded cities. Drivers search for roads they have never traveled before. Highways begin filling with confusion, hesitation, and endless traffic. Within minutes, some of the world's busiest streets completely freeze. Nobody knows which roads are clear, and which roads are blocked. Delivery trucks begin missing important routes across entire regions. Restaurants wait for supplies that never arrive on time. Families wait longer, because essential deliveries stop moving. But then, something much more dangerous starts happening. Emergency vehicles begin facing a terrifying challenge. Ambulances know the destination, but not always the fastest way there. Every second wasted could mean the difference between life and death. Firefighters arrive late because routes are suddenly unfamiliar. Police officers lose the ability to track moving situations quickly. For the first time, modern cities feel strangely disconnected. Then another warning appears. Airports around the world begin reporting serious navigation problems. Because the biggest danger was never happening on the roads. Nobody expected the next disaster to happen thousands of feet above the earth. Commercial airplanes don't simply use GPS. They quietly depend on it every single day. Pilots immediately switch to emergency navigation procedures. Flights continue flying. But every decision suddenly becomes much harder. Thousands of departures are delayed within hours. Cargo planes carrying medicine can no longer follow their planned routes. Then the oceans become the next battlefield. Massive cargo ships begin drifting away from their exact positions. Some captains pull out paper charts they haven't used for years. Younger crews have never navigated without satellites before. Global shipping slows. Almost overnight. Then something even stranger happens. Banks don't use GPS to find locations. They use it to tell perfect time. Every transaction, every stock trade, every ATM withdrawal depends on exact synchronization. Without GPS timing, financial systems begin making mistakes. Stock exchanges report mysterious timing errors. Phone towers start losing synchronization too. Internet connections become unstable. Calls randomly disconnect. Data arrives milliseconds too late. The world isn't losing directions anymore. It's slowly losing synchronization itself. And nobody knows how long civilization can survive like this. People still believe someone will fix everything tomorrow. But tomorrow never arrives. Supermarket shelves begin emptying across entire countries. Fresh food stops reaching cities on time. Fuel deliveries suddenly disappear from major highways. Gas stations run completely out of fuel. Long lines appear before sunrise every morning. Panic buying spreads faster than the actual crisis. People fight over water, food, and basic supplies. Then the power grid begins acting strangely. Electricity doesn't disappear. But perfect timing does. Power stations slowly fall out of synchronization. Entire neighborhoods suddenly go completely dark. Traffic lights stop working across busy intersections. Cities fall into total confusion overnight. Then governments declare national emergencies. Military commanders face impossible decisions. Modern missiles lose their greatest advantage. Military drones struggle to reach their targets. Border surveillance becomes dangerously unreliable. Rescue helicopters lose precious minutes searching. Global trade nearly comes to a complete stop. Factories begin shutting down one after another. The economy starts losing billions every single day. For the first time in history, the world isn't connected anymore. Not because of the internet, but because civilization has lost its invisible guide. And humanity finally asks one terrifying question. Can the modern world survive without GPS? Eventually, humanity would stop waiting for GPS to return. People would begin learning forgotten skills once again. Paper maps would become valuable almost overnight. Compasses would return to stores around the world. Pilots would master traditional navigation once more. Sailors would trust the stars above them again. Children would grow up learning directions instead of following blue dots. Scientists would spend years building an entirely new navigation system. But rebuilding the world would take decades, not days. Trillions of dollars would disappear before recovery even begins. Thousands of businesses would never reopen their doors again. Entire industries would have to reinvent themselves from the ground up. One invisible technology quietly held modern civilization together. Most people never noticed it because it always worked perfectly. Until the day it suddenly didn't. Sometimes the greatest inventions are completely invisible. Not because they're unimportant, but because they become part of everyday life. The moment they disappear, you finally understand their true value. So the next time you open Google Maps, or watch that tiny blue dot guide you home, remember this. If GPS ever disappeared, the world wouldn't end in one day. It would slowly forget how to function. And that might be the scariest part of all.